everyone, this is Kali S von Kreatives Leben, and today I wanted to share with you my process of creating some ATCs. We have a wonderful German-speaking art journaling club where we have monthly exchanges where we exchange ATCs, and it's always a great fun to create these ATCs. It takes some time, but it's worth it. And I really love the fact that I have regularly, I have some nice envelopes in um, uh, my letterbox, and I really love opening them up and getting the surprises of discovering what they have created for me. So here, usually my process is creating a big background, and then I cut out the little ATCs, and then I do something with it. So I individualize each of them, and they all very similar usually because they have a similar background, but usually I paint something on top of them. This time I'm doing it slightly different because all these ladies in the art journaling club have become friends, if I may say so. It sounds surprising, or it surprised me when I started this, that over YouTube you get to know wonderful ladies. Some of them I've met in person already, and I feel very blessed about this. So this is wonderful. So you saw me working with some ink. Sorry, I've been chatting a lot rather than explaining what I'm doing. But so you saw me using some inks and spreading them out with my straw, just distributing it all over my background. And here you see me using some tissue paper. It's a lovely tissue paper. It has some very small golden sprinkles in it, and I really, really love that. So I'm just putting it down with my matte medium, and already the background is exactly the way I like it. I love pink. I love this blue, and I love this very spring green, leaf green. And now you see me using my stencils because I always use the same stencils. These are masks that I really love with flowers on top of them. And here, because I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to do on top of it, I'm using acrylic sprays. So then they're Marabou's sprays. They're not as intense as like Ranger's sprays or other sprays, but I like them. I like them nevertheless, and because it gives me the freedom afterwards to just to paint on top of it, and it's not going to be water reactive. I really like these sprays. So here I'm just using some stamps, and it doesn't need to be neat. It's again the same colors, and I'm use I don't usually use stamps that have something very concrete on it, so like this lady or. But here I wanted to play around with forms. I wanted to draw around it. So here I have my bike, and at the end you don't see the bike anymore. You don't see anything, to be honest. But it gives structure to my background, and as I'm going to play around with it afterwards, it really makes a difference. So this is what I'm encourage you to do is, just don't think too much, especially for these backgrounds. Think about the colors. Do you want to stay in tune? Do you want it to be very versatile? This is your choice. But just have fun and spray and stencil and stamp. And this is exactly what I'm doing for this background. As a step, I decided I wanted to emboss. So you see me using here my favorite stencils and stamps are mandalas. I love mandalas. So here you see me use my stamp, and I'm going to emboss with two different gold colors because I love everything that is shiny. And you the first color, so this is the very light gold that I use. you won't really see it. I mean, you see it when you close by, you can see that something has happened, but you don't see it as much as, um, yeah, you don't see it as much as the other one. You will see the difference. I mean, here you don't really see where I put down my mandala. Now wait and see. I'm using another stamp, and I'm just putting it down. I'm putting now the second powder, and you can already see that the powder is far more intense. And when so here the background was not dry, so that was a mistake, obviously, but I can go in with a brush and just remove whatever is, too much. So here I'm activating the embossing powder, and it stays, as intense as I put it down. So this is really different, but I also like the other one because it's more subtle, but it's really nice as well. Um, you will see, I think I'm alternating between both. Now I'm using the same again, but somewhere else. And here again, I'm not thinking. I'm just seeing where I think here I was missing color, so I decided to put down a stamp, and I did the same at the bottom with the other color, just to create some texture. And the way I'm going to cut my ATCs is basically random. I'm Oh, you can see that something happened, I think, to my page, no? My camera is not very stable, so I have some issues sometimes. So basically, the way I cut my card, I could simply cut it very neatly, and to make sure that I use as many backgrounds as possible, as much of my background as possible, and create as many ATCs out of that background. But actually, I really went out with an ATC. I put it down, went around, and really chose the parts that I really liked, that I felt were very colorful, that had a very nice structure, and this is how I chose the background. This ATC that you see me doing, you will see again in another video that will come the week after, and I'm going to add it to a page. I can say so much. So basically, what I decided to do is use there are many products that I like to use in art journaling, and two that are not used enough are, one is watercolors. I love watercolors, but the second one I really love is color pencil. I feel that they are not being used enough. They are so beautiful. Especially the luminance that you see me using here. You can they're very pointed, so you can be far more precise and look at the color. Look how much they I found it luminant, and I really like that. So I wanted to show it, and I want to use it more in my art, and I hope that it inspires you also to use it more in your art, because art color pencils are great. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the structure that I've created with my stencils, with my stamps, and I'm just going around and um, using these as coloring help. And it doesn't represent anything anymore. I mean, there were originally, it was a flower, it was, you recall what I used, a bike, etc. You don't see that anymore, and you don't need to see it because it's more about the background. You will see why, because now I'm adding the final touch. It's my focus point. And my focus point this time, I usually paint, but this time I decided to send some word of wisdom or friendship to my friends, my Facebook friends. And here I'm just putting down my little envelopes and my little tags. So for each of my ATC, I have a little tag or a little envelope, and the envelopes are just so cute. I think I could do them myself, but I think I bought them at Michael's, if I recall properly, and I'm just sticking them down, wherever I feel that I'm not covering too much, which is always the pity when you have created a wonderful um, background. And I'm just going down with some words, and the words are words of friendship or words of creativity, or some happy messages, so to say. I just wanted also to thank all these wonderful ladies that art with me and that exchange wonderful ATCs with me for for being part of that journey with me. So I really enjoy that. And look at beautiful this little envelope is. You just open it up. So it's not that difficult to do, I guess. You could do it yourself. But I bought it somewhere and I love the size, and probably it's something I should take as an idea. I have to think about it. It's going to be a good idea. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope that the ladies who will receive my ATCs will also enjoy it. And I will give you some close-ups so that you can see four of the pages that four of the ATCs that I have created. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. I'm very excited. I reached 300, which is great for me. I'm very proud and I'm very thankful for everyone who made this possible. I know it's still very small in YouTube world, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much and take care and see you next time. Bye bye.